Americans are dying nearly every day from opioid-related overdoses on the streets of Philadelphia's Kensington neighborhood. Struggling with opioid addiction, Anthony, who didn't give us his last name, says he's seen it firsthand.
I go down into like a track area to get high, and I found a guy down there. He's dead. Been down there for days. I mean, that's somebody's kid, that's somebody's father, that's somebody's brother.
America's opioid epidemic was fueled by the overprescription of pills like oxycodone.
Nowhere else in the world do they use opioids the way we do in America. We are 5% of the world's population. We use 85% of the world's opioids.
He's not responsive at all.
Since 1999, 183,000 overdose deaths were attributed to prescription opioids. The rate has nearly quadrupled, fueled by the emergence of more powerful synthetic opioids made in labs. Unlike previous drug crises, this one often began with the family doctor.
Come on in.
Dr. John Dombrowski's practice focuses on alternatives to opioids, but he says in the past, doctors were too eager to prescribe this medication.
We're at the tip of the spear. We're writing the medications, and there's a lot of pressure on physicians through HCAP scores, patient satisfaction scores, that I'm happy. So if I want a happy patient, I'm going to give you, quote, what you want.
Opioids can block pain, but they can have severe side effects, and when mixed with other drugs, they can lead to addiction. When users couldn't get legal opioids, they moved to cheaper, illegal alternatives such as heroin.
Now, addicts can't find pills on the street. The next alternative is to get a $10 bag of heroin.
We have a serious problem in this country in general with addiction. We have not treated it as the health disease that it needs to be looked at. And so for years, we have let this problem get bigger and bigger and bigger.
In some parts of Kensington, it's an open drug market where those addicted to opioids come to buy and use. It's where users can find the cheapest and most potent heroin in the country.
A friend put me on the heroin, and it's been a slippery slide for 5 years now. Clean, not clean, clean, not clean. It's hard.
Estimates suggest nearly 2.5 million Americans are addicted to opioids, including extremely potent synthetics like fentanyl, made in China for the American black market. Fentanyl can be 50 times more potent than heroin.
See, my mother was addicted, and I did it to spite her because she was doing it, and I said, "Oh, I'll show you how it feels," and I liked it.
Davey, who didn't give us his last name, abused opioids for 10 years. He says just a small amount of fentanyl mixed with heroin can kill.
I had a good friend, the bag was empty. I scraped an empty bag for him, so greens he had greens, and he OD'd. I had to narc on him 3 times. So that's how powerful it is, you know, and you don't expect it, you know, you don't expect to fall off, you don't expect to OD, no one does.
Experts say it's not just the sheer volume of addicts that's behind the push to halt the epidemic, but also who the addicts are.
It's now impacting suburban teenagers and people that get the attention in the United States, where in the past many people of color and other minorities have also had these problems, but it hasn't quite gotten the same attention.
From working with doctors and rethinking drug laws, politicians are charting a new course.
Drug overdoses are now the leading cause of accidental death in our country, and we want to help those who have become so badly addicted.
Government health officials say the goal is preventing new opioid addictions while helping those already hooked get long-term treatment for their disease. Simkins, VOA News, Philadelphia.